Back in the game with brother YusefWateef. Como vai? Boa tarde, irmão.
Boa tarde. Estou cansado agora.
Entendi. Well, let me do that. Well, because people get mad and they think, "Oh, you're gonna do a whole episode in Portuguese." I'm not gonna listen. You and I can have our Portuguese time later because you just like I'm refining my Portuguese on the streets of São Paulo. I'm looking at the "I love Rio de Janeiro" in Rio de Janeiro in the background, so there's no mistaking where your heart is.
Of course not, but yeah, I just love Brazil. Is just like one place that I love. I'm going to continue loving it. The people, the culture, they always treated me good. So I can't complain. I really can't complain. Brazil has been, man, a paramount in my life, and it's helped me. I don't know about you, but it helped me out real well. It helped me learn different things that I need to do to get there permanently. So.
Wow. Well, I've got my permanent residency, and I'll have my I should have my passport whenever we get this whole businesses back open and coronavirus is not going to kill us thing going. What about you? Where are you in the process? I'm not trying to get in your business. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I just want to see if there's anything I can do to help.
Nah, pretty much investments. I'm heavy right now in the stock market.
Okay.
Moving, seeing energy stock. We can get on that. Energy stock, medical stock, and stuff like that. That's going to push me forward. I got other avenues of economics coming in, books, consultations, things like that. So I got a whole plethora of things that's happening to further me toward that goal, man.
Wow.
So yeah, because I know how you got there.
It feels good to hear you say that.
Mm.
What I want to do is this. I know who you are and you know who I am, but a lot of people out there that I hope go check you out, they don't know who you are. So let me do this. First, I shared this on your Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. Add that to your Facebook. Bring some of your friends over. And what I want you to do is first of all, which YouTube page do you want me to highlight? Which one do you want to bring up on screen? Because I want to give you that full 5-star introduction. I want your YouTube page up.
Brazil, yes. Brazil, yes is my main one. The other one was deleted.
Know how I couldn't guess that.
Huh?
I don't know why I couldn't guess that.
Yeah, let me share the link right now. Let me turn this off in the background because I don't want to get no feedback.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Brazil, yes is my first one. That's my only one, major one. I also have Yes on this Life Before Travel, but that's a smaller channel. I'm not really those are only edited videos up there. So that's like a big thing right there. Yeah, so that's my main one. And I try to push that one. And that one only because that's what most people know me as through that one. So hopefully
in Brazil.
Yeah. I got 621 subscribers. I'm shocked.
Hey, man, listen, I hope all the people this is what I tell people, right? When I bring somebody on, I'm not here to tell anybody, you got to like one of my guests. What I'm saying is you subscribe to their channel and give them a month. If they say that's not for me, that's cool. But I want everybody to get a month. Give them a month and say, because everybody's crazy in a different way. The people who like me like for me my particular brand of insanity. But if your particular brand of insanity is good for them too, hey, I'm glad that, YouTube is one of those places where everybody can have friends. It's not like the old days where if I wanted to watch something, you wanted to watch something at the same time, we had to fight over who got to watch it. No. Everybody can be friends.
Yeah, everybody. So it is cool. My madness is mainly I'm outspoken. I'm outspoken. My voice is deep. I'm semi-aggressive. So all of those things are happening again, all around the same time. But I'm also a fun, genuine, gentle giant. Being 6'7", you come off as intimidating. So you get what I'm saying. But when they be around me, when you guys are around me, I'm fun. Again, you can see it all throughout my videos. Cats like me, some don't. They can't deal with it.
When you're leading the life you want to lead, most people don't like you.
Wow.
And shout out to Jay Clyde. Thanks for popping in. My dear brother Craig Washington, good afternoon. Sid Alvin is going to be hanging out with me pretty soon. Oi, boa tarde. And dear sweet femininity at its best, reigning woman. You got to check her channel out, because I tell people I'm a harsh dose of just brutal aggression and masculinity and testosterone, whereas reigning woman can give you that soft, gentle brain that you might need sometimes to chill out. So whenever I hit them with that 1-2 punch, I tell people to go check out her page, because it might give them the relaxation they need.
Shout out to her. I never heard of her before, but shout out to her.
You know what? I'm going to share her page too.
Does she deal with travel also?
I don't think she deals with travel much. She deals with a lot of issues, but she doesn't deal with travel much. Hopefully, when she comes out to hang out with me, she'll be deep in the travel game. There she is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try to check that out later. See about her content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's into the spiritual. Oh, shout out to her. The body, the chakras, those points of the body that trigger something in you to move forward. Shout out to her. But yeah. So that's what I bring to the table, and again, I don't mean no harm by it. Like you said, you have your approach, I have my approach. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But again, we come on, man. Of course, femininity all day, every day. I wrote a book, The Wrath of Femininity. What men are to expect, what women are to do. So, and I'm going to maintain that, because after running, think about this. In 2015, just think about this. In 2015, I didn't know anything about femininity in its true form. I'm gonna just be real with you. I didn't know anything about femininity in its true form. And once I got a chance to actually travel outside of the country, that's when I had an opportunity to really see what it's about. And Leia, meeting her for the first time, is when I came into that nature, how women pull and pull on your masculinity, and you pull on her femininity, and then she push you forward and you push her forward. So experiencing that, bro, it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot, man.
Well, let's dig into that, because one of the things that I'm proud of is, and I even put this in the description, that you and I approach the pen game differently. For the people who are watching who know who I am, and I'll show people who I am for anybody who's here for the first time. And while you're in the room, if you haven't, make sure you click the subscribe link, even if you're watching from Facebook, because Facebook doesn't always get everything. So in the Facebook, still make sure you click the link that takes you to YouTube. Blah. In any case, you and I approach the pen game differently. For the people who don't know, I'm an editor, copywriter, proofreader. I do a lot of ghostwriting for some very well-known blogs and people that a lot of folks don't know. That's what they hired me for. The two things I've been doing the most, I've been writing resumes for people, because I do professional executive level resume writing as well. But expat relocation services, something I did kind of as a part-time little hobby on the side here in Brazil, was helping people get through their paperwork. My team is made up, I hire Brazilian people. And my team is made up of people who are fluent in both languages, and we know the processes and procedures. Now it's gone insane. People call me and says, "What? I need to book some time with you. Can I book an hour just to have a training session with you? Can your team go to work for me?" Because people are realizing, I say this all the time, if you are Black American, you don't owe America anything. Get out with your safety and sanity.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So how's that working out? You said you had an uptick of business?
Oh, a huge uptick.
Wait, how did that happen? How did that happen?
Well, I mean, I'll phrase it this way. The most recent murder of a Black man. No, not even the most recent.
Uh-oh. You about to go there.
Every now and then, a Black person gets killed, and everybody says, this is it, this is enough. And then it happens again. It's someone with their hands cuffed behind their back, their heads kneeled on. Choose your poison. It gets too depressing to want to go into. And I asked them, I said, I think even before that, with the pictures of all the black men that were castrated, burned alive, and hung in that order, did they die so I had to get stuck where they were? Or were they hoping that maybe my great-great-great-great-great-grandson, Wateef, can go live any place in the world that's safer for him where it is now? It's not as if America turned on black people. America never turned on you. They were never on your team. You can't feel betrayed. You can't feel like America's going to somehow wake up and give you recompense. It's not going to happen. Now, my messages are for everybody, and not everybody has what it takes to get up and go. Some people need motivation. Some people need skills. I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, I had a video the other day called Cold Wet Money, where we talked about jobs that are paying $7,000 a month on the sea for 6 months at a time with who was on with me yesterday? Philly Dom.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you know, but he does a job where he goes out to the ocean for 6 months at a time. Minimum payment is $7,000 a month. Guys will work for 6 months on the sea, save 80% of it, spend the other 6 months in Brazil, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, places where you can buy a house in 4 or 5 years with $100,000, buy a house out there and get out of the game. He said not enough black guys know about it. He said not enough. He's like, why am I? And here's the other thing. You can be a felon. I have a cousin that I've been trying to help. You can get out of prison and still get that job. All you got to do is be tough, disciplined, and have a strong back.
So that's how your business had an uptick?
My business had an uptick from people all over the diaspora of Black Americans. 4 or 5 years with $100,000 buy a house out there. There we go. Yeah, a huge number of people from all over America have been contacting me and saying, we want to get out. What can you do to help? Because a lot of them have just realized, it's just not gonna get better for you.
Do you think it's even possible for a lot of these guys to leave the country? Do you think it's even possible for in large number?
Yes. This is the one I was talking about. Cold Wet Money. Everybody needs to go look at Cold Wet Money. Okay. And Black UGs, Black refugees. Both of them need to go there. And my channel is about 3 things for those who don't know. I talk about social issues, but my favorite subject isn't this. My favorite subject is money. I semi-retired at 37 from a financial career. I love talking about money and investments and cryptocurrency and making money is an amazing slave. It's a cruel master, but once you're on the other side of the coin, talking about money is awesome. And we talk about social issues and we talk about world travel, not just Brazil. It's just, this is what I'm talking about now. I've got a couple other things that have popped up. I had DJ Jackson, world-class black belt, a Black American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert, aficionado, and recognized master, who, after a jiu-jitsu career that allowed him to see other countries in the world fighting, he moved to Thailand. He was like, nah, I don't need this. yeah, that's okay. I think I'll just go do this other thing in another country.
Yeah, I guess you putting it that way. They got Forex trading. They got what you just said. They have stocks. People that made investments years ago. They got people that's making money horizontally while they sleeping. So it's different avenues to do it, but it all depends on how much you want to live off of. And for me, I gotta have I don't want to say comfortable. I just gotta live the same way I lived in America or a little bit less. I'm willing to adjust to that. But if I'm not there, I'm not going to do it. And I never suggest that anybody do it also. If you don't have it, don't do it. Don't force it. Don't put yourself in a precarious situation where you know that it's going to put you in a jam every month. And I always suggest that to fellas that talk to me. So for me, I'm just waiting my time. And everybody has their time, so that's just for me. But as you say, there's options out there. But I'm kind of particular on who I give the information to about traveling often and burning money like I do. Because if you don't have it coming in, I went to Brazil 9 times last year. 9 times last year.
Hold on. You said something that I want to definitely. Hey, Green Machine, let me know when you want to come and roll. Here's the thing. I believe that salam means hello or greeting. So I want to say the Dave language. Thank you. And I return the same greeting. Here's what I want to say, right? You triggered on something. You said, I'm very careful about who I give information to. I don't know if you have this. I don't know if, are you a Patreon person?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll show everybody mine. Patreon was a great way to separate the people who were just talking from the ones who are like, okay, I want some real information. I tell people all the time, my Patreon page is a lot less fun than my YouTube page. The Patreon page is where I say things like, hold on, let me show you. And I hope everybody gets a chance. I'm not going to read through it all, but this is my Patreon page, but I'll show you some of the titles that have helped me. I've done cryptocurrency opportunities. I did a private chat about that. Google Money Class, there was a Google product that came out that I showed my clients on Patreon how to monetize. What's a big one? Oh, how to get background checks for immigration and expat visas. You'll need that one, right? Like, this is how you do it so that when you come to a place like Brazil, you have your paperwork in order. People don't want to know about that. People don't think about that. Small things like that, a lot less fun to talk about, but that's what I show people on my Patreon. What about yours?
My Patreon, I only got I think about 6 patrons. And I do videos every once in a while giving detailed information, but I don't really like push it like I should or concentrate on it until now. The past month and a half, I've been focused on it, but as far as like major information, I'll put it on there, but it's not anything grand right now, but I'm gonna work on it in the future. But mainly if they call me for consultations, that's what they mainly do. If they want to talk to me, speak to me about all the information, they actually want to get on the phone with me. So I get on the phone with them and chop it up with them, and they pay for those services. So they rather hear from me one-on-one, direct questions, direct answers, and I can give it to them without pausing, without them saying, okay, I got another question, let me wait till you drop another video. No, they get on the phone with me, they contact me, and we do it like that, direct.
So here's what I want to talk about, because you said you want to make sure people do it the right way. Okay. Here's what the right way is. You set yourself up with a career that you can do from anywhere. Let's check this out. As an accomplished author, this book only came out this year, right?
Yeah. I dropped that book this year.
How many books have you had published on Amazon?
21.
21, I counted. Explain to these people, and I'm not tapping your pockets. You don't have to give any details. Tell these people about what it's like when you create. And by the way, I'm not telling people to write a book. I'm not telling people to write a book about what he does or the books that I'm writing. What I'm saying is that if you know something, my theory on life is no matter what you're good at or no matter how crazy you are, there's someone who wants your brand of insanity into their life. Write a book about it. An authentic book based on your experiences and your education, you will find people who want it. And so that's residual income.
Yeah, that's it. But that's the information I give them. I say, what are you good at? Are you good at hair? Are you good at what are you good at that can give you some extra money? You please tell me. So I get on the phone with them. They say, well, I did want to write a story, but I know how difficult it is, and they actually want to write. And I'm like, well, you could do it. Do it again. Do it under your own ability and make it happen under your own ability. I don't care about scrutiny. I'm a heartless person when it comes to scrutiny. I don't give a damn what somebody says about me. I don't give a hell what they try to tear me down. Again, they put this thing out there. There's such thing as constructive criticism. Now, of course, somebody could come, hey man, you could do this, or if you were to put that in there, and I take those. But as far as like people coming to tear you down, saying you should never write, you shouldn't do what you're passionate about, you shouldn't do what gives you result, you got to do what you want right now to get what you want for the future. So even if you don't want to do it, you have to do it now. I didn't want to sit there and write 21 books like back to back, but it was in me. It was driving me to do it, driving me to push me forward. So I say go do it. And that gives me that extra money, the extra income, and it gives information. So it gives exact information. Like the book that's selling the most is the Brazil Effect for First-Time Travelers. That's the book that has been giving me a lot of traction, and that book has sold hundreds and hundreds of copies. So I like that book, and that gives out information for people going to Brazil for the first time, just basic information that they feel that they don't want to do because they're scared to go out to tourist areas in Rio, because Rio is a little bit more dangerous. So it gives them that insight.
I'm a Sao Paulo person. I like my sitting on the corner, you know, drinking my latte, you know, watching the cars go up and down, talking to my friends. Rio's a different atmosphere, but here's the thing. Oh, hey, Coach Joey Jones. Thank you. I'm hoping he can come on and hang out with us one day.
Shout out to Coach. He part of my group. So we're all in the same brotherhood. Shout out to Matty Ghost. He also, shout out to him. So I guess the brothers are listening. Shout out to all of y'all, man. All of y'all should be
thank you all for popping in. Make sure you subscribe. Now, I got to go back. Hold on a second now. We just had a comment. I've got to do a business strategy session. Hopefully you'll still be here when I'm done. We may be here, we may not, but she just gave me something that I think you and I need to discuss. One of the things I talk about is that I'm a process-driven man. Mm-hmm. I have processes. A lot of it started when I was a financial professional, learning how A plus B equals C most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. But if over a period of time I can win with my investments or how I produce for my business or how I edit, is there a process you use for your writing?
I basically write in my head. So like every book I've ever written, I damn near know every page of every. So what I do is I write in my head, and then I try to put characters on paper. If I'm doing a character-driven story, if I'm doing a drama, anything like that, I'll write the characters on paper and then keep what significant part that they play in the book. So, but I usually get my mind right, clear my mind, sit outside, clear everything out my brain, and then
applications like Scrivener.
Nah.
Do you know what Scrivener is?
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Do you use it? It's an amazing tool.
Nah, haven't used it.
Amazing tool. So let me do two things. First, which is the book that you said what was the book that you said that was the one that most people really enjoy?
Is the Brazil Effect for First-Time Travelers. Hold on, let me see. Is this book? Because
I'm going to put it on the screen here. I can't find it.
It's the Man's Guide to Brazil. This one right here. The Man's Guide to Brazil for First-Time Travelers.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it.
It has a different cover. I changed the cover this week, so it has a different cover. So it should be a cover of I don't know. Let me show you on the screen. It says the Man's Guide to Brazil for First-Time Travelers. Let me see.
Okay.
It's not showing up in Amazon?
No. I just found it. It. Hold on.
Okay. Well, that book has sold, man, hundreds and hundreds of copies. So shout out to everybody that's been buying that book, and they still purchasing. I got 2 more purchases of that book this week. So yeah, this one right here. So I changed the cover, but I guess they put the old cover back up there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kindle. You see, Tesla. Elon Musk is like, yo, we got to get rid of it. We got to separate Amazon from them being a tycoon, because they're playing with one of my friend books who's talking about the COVID-19. So shout out to him for calling them out. Yeah, they'll just automatically change your books. Like they'll just do what they want with it. They'll put their own prices up there. You'll have a price set. They'll just change your price and put their own prices up there.
And you don't have to give them permission for that?
No, they do what they want. They do what they want. There's times where I've had prices set, and I remove certain books. They keep the books up there, and you got to get in touch with them and tell them, like, listen, you guys got to take that down. And as you see this week, they put the old, because I got a nice cover. I changed all of the covers for my books. If you go on Amazon and you just put in Yes Jonas, you'll see all my covers have changed. All of it. If you look at my books, but some they took in place back on the old covers. So that's what they got the monopoly right now, as far as like the Kindle book.
You just said that they changed the covers on your books, and you can go in and change it. Is there a process for getting a book on Amazon?
Yeah, you write the book.
Slow down. This is what I want. I want you and I'll do one on your Patreon, you do one on mine. I want you to come on my Patreon for the people that need this technical information, because it can get kind of minutiae, I understand. I want you to come on and go through with me a boring, detailed overview of how to take a book from a piece of paper or on your computer to getting it published on Amazon so that people need it. And then I want you to look through any of my stuff, any skill that I have that you want me to bring to your team, I'm open for it.
Okay, man, perfect. Yeah. So you don't want me to give any information now? That's what you're saying? Well,
here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. I've been down this road. You're going to say it, and then someone's going to ask a question. Then we're going to go and we're going to start going into the details of Control Alt Delete to upload. So let's leave it at what I want people to walk away from at bare minimum today is, yes, you can create an income. And for me and you, like I said, we approach the pen differently. For me, it's the editing, copywriting, proofreading. I'd love to be an editor for you, unless you already have. If you have a functioning professional editor, great. But if he ever screws up, I'm waiting for him.
Yeah, man, I can take your help any day, bro.
That's what I do. So that's one of the things that I think, for you, the focus has been Brazil. Have you traveled to other countries?
I've gone to Costa Rica. I love Costa Rica. I'm set to go to Portugal the end of this month. I'm going to Portugal. So I'll be out there at the end of this month. I made connections out there, seeing as though a lot of Brazilians are in Portugal. So I made some connections out there so far. But I've been to Costa Rica, Cuba, of course, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Panama. So I've been to Panama, but those are the only ones I've gone to.
And what's the longest time you spent in those countries?
Longest time was in Brazil. I spent a month in Brazil. 2 weeks in all the rest of them. Probably about 2 or 3 days in Panama, and then Dominican Republic, probably about 5 days. But the longest I've spent was in Brazil. Always. Like, I try to travel the whole country. So all of the states in Brazil, I try to travel all of them. I damn near this year it would have been all of the states. But as far as Cuba was my favorite by far outside of Brazil. And I always give Cuba its props because the people out there are wonderful. The culture out there is wonderful. It's not what people think. It's a rich history out there that we have to know. And just speaking to the people and seeing how they feel about American blacks, it's crazy. It's crazy. So they like us. They've heard about us. They want us to be part of them. And
well, let's do this. I'm going to make a statement, and I'm going to make this statement, and then I'm going to let it go. And I want you to take the mic again. Mm-hmm. Most Black Americans don't know that everyone else everywhere in the world probably knows more about your history and loves you far more than you will ever be allowed to know, because the same people who lie to you about who you are on television will also lie to you about what other people think of you.
Well, that's correct. So I can't argue with that. They really admire us out there, and the world follows us. They want to see what Black Americans are doing. And we could see with this George Floyd thing, what's happening out here. Once the world saw Black people doing it and out there and raging, what is the first thing the entire earth in many of these countries started doing? They started hitting the streets and venting their anger, but they just waiting for Americans to do it. We are the quintessential mark for all of these countries to follow in their eyes. So, man, just they got to wake up. Like, here, people got to wake up. You're loved all around the world, and they do know your history. They do know slavery. They understand where you are. They know their history, and they mesh those two together. And with those, with Black Americans' history and island countries, South American blacks, and whatever you call them. They mesh our two histories together. They bring up and they say, okay, we have a bond. And that's how they connect first with that bond. And then it goes from there.
I did a series of videos all the time. I do different things about different issues, but I put them under one list called All About Brazil. And that's where I put a lot of information if anybody wants to catch that. And Coach Joey Jones said, that's so very true. Yeah. Yeah. Maddie said, you got people in New Zealand supporting Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. People in villages that we've never heard before are supporting. Even one, I got one question, and I don't know if they was trolling or not, but I got one question in my chat the other day. Said, what are we supposed to do in Israel? I said, you're not supposed to do anything. He said, well, and I don't know if the person was trolling, but the first thing I said, you're not supposed to do anything, because getting out there on the street and ranting and raving and you don't know the purpose of it, you're just going to get yourself hurt, right? You're going to get yourself hurt and attacked. So it has to be tactical. I don't operate from feelings. Like, let's not operate from feelings. Let's put a strategy together if you're going to do this on why you're doing something and how can you help out the ones that you seek to march for. So I just go by that blueprint, and I told them to stay in the house, don't do anything, and know what you're marching for. And then plus the people in Israel are battling the Israelis. The Israelis are like, how you gonna come take my land? So they got their own problems out there.
You know what? I had a conversation that resulted in me going live. Mm-hmm. It resulted in me doing the guns, germs, and felonies talk. Because one of the things I told people is a lot of folks don't realize that going out in the street, flipping over a police car, all that feels good today. Okay, all that feels good right now. But what we don't think about are those long-term consequences. For example, what happens when they use facial recognition technology, find out who you are, and then decide, you know what, we are going to arrest you on terrorism charges because you were out there doing blah, 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 blah. See, now you got problems. Now you got real problems. Now you got to wonder, well, oh, by the way, this is the video I was talking about, guns, germs, and felonies. People don't understand you can get that felony charge for being part of a riot, for being part of a demonstration, except now all those plans you had for traveling the world, those are gone. How about we do it the long way, the way that it doesn't always work, but it's better than getting your head busted open by the police. And for the record, if you go up against the police, the military, you're going to lose. Everybody has this idea that I'm going to go up against a man. It's going to be like in the movies and we're going to be freedom fighters. No, you're not. You're going to end up dead. Because, and you travel the world, I want you to tell me if you can co-sign on this. If you were born in the United States of America, you've never seen hard. You don't know. I have friends that come from places where they picked up an AK-47 at 14 years old to defend their cities. And I have so much respect for them. If you're from the United States, no matter how tough you think you are, you don't have that. You don't have that kind of tough. It's not possible for you. You've never had to deal with it. So don't think it's going to be like, hey, it's going to be like on television. I'm going to go out there and be a freedom fighter. You're better off. Here's a crazy idea. Find out who your local mayor is. Find out who the deputy mayor is. Find out who your sheriff is. Find out who the coroner is. Because those, by the way, the coroner is the guy that's going to declare your death as suicide when you shot yourself in the head twice. Find out who all those people are and wage a one-man campaign online. Say, I support this person because, and here's why I want him to get reelected, or I don't support him because. You'd be amazed at what you can do. And that kind of waging, that kind of violence goes a lot farther than I'm going to go out here and flip a car over while you still have people out there. But here's the problem. I understand the frustration.
Oh, I get the frustration. I get it. Seeing somebody's life being taken and they saying they can't breathe and the person don't care. I'm like, I sympathize, empathize with you all. Because I had that happen to me. Not doing anything. You can get aggressively approached depending on what area. I come from Jersey City, New Jersey during the 80s and 90s. It was no joke. Up there was no joke. So, there's possibility. So, I empathize with them. I've never had a family member taken by the police, but I've been like interacted, like came into contact with them or interactions with them unprovoked, unprovoked, and they had their duties to rough me up. That was their agenda, to really rough me up. And I understand it. So, but as far as anything, like you said, strategy, they must get to your local. Matty Ghost was saying this earlier, and he's in the chat right now. You got to do things locally. You must do things locally. Like, you got to know, if you really are a fighter of anything, make sure you have a hold on everything local. And if they're not doing what you want locally, give them hell. That's how it works. You don't go out there think you could take on the military, thinking you could take on the police. Because I hate to compare, but when you realize that Brazil police don't play, Brazil police don't play. And so when you make the comparison to what the privileges that you have in America versus other countries, you'll understand how to operate. You'll understand how to approach things. That's just for me. Now, Yusef might have a different perspective on it, but I say local. Attack it local. Give them hell where they don't do what you say, and create a team. Create a team. Let me repeat. Create a team. Organize. Create a team. That's what we're doing.
Go into that. Go into team. Go into team with these people. I want to hear you open up on creating a team.
Again, I know I started the MWIAC. So what we're doing, we're building amongst each other. These are a group of men who are doing business and making it happen. I'm talking about really making it happen. So these guys, we decided to say, listen, we want to create our culture within a culture. And if you have something that everybody can fall back on, something that everybody can build on, you want people to be interdependent. You want people to be understanding. You want people to be just be able to connect, like not postulate, but have each other's backs at the same time. We use the word six. Six comes from, it's a military term also, Army term. It means I got your six, means I got your back. You see what I'm saying? So creating a team, you guys got to come in on the same mindset. Once you guys hook on the same mindset and you have that ability to join and share and understand which each other's fall in your agenda, then you can come together. I was able to do that. I'm seeing how it is, and creating real brotherhood from scratch. Some dudes we getting disagreements and altercations with, you exit those people out and you keep going. It's for the betterment of the group. And you create, once you come and you have the same perspectives and you have the same concepts and you have the same ideological like focuses, and some of you might have differences, but you don't let those differences destroy it. You know what you got to do? You got to have self-sacrificial leadership. You must have self-sacrificial leadership. If all of the fellas that you come to, all of the ladies that you come to in the group are willing to give themselves for the entire group, you have a strong collective. Nobody wants to destroy the group. Nobody wants to pull it away. Nobody wants to pull it down. They just say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm giving my all for this group. That's self-sacrificial. I'm giving myself all for this group because I know where we're headed. I know where we're. That's where, if you could get a bunch of people or a few people, you could start off with few. We only got, now we're down to about 16, 17 fellas. At first we started out with almost 40, but now we're down to 16 where we got a strong 300. So now, once you have that group, or once you have those with that same mindset, now we can move forward. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Now we can pool our money together, pool your resources together, along with the focus, along with how you feel, along with your agenda. You can do it. You can do it. You can make this happen. And that's what we're doing. And once the money start coming, you'll see feelings change. You get what I'm saying? Once you get the money together, then feelings change. If you got anybody that's not focused on it, not worried about you got a good team. And that's what we got. We have, they had a video. They had a video of military, right? Practicing. Listen to this, Yusef, and all your audience. They had a video of the army and the military training. They had a wall. They had about 16 military personnel. Everybody had to get over that 10-foot wall. Think about it. They put 4 people, put them in a sitting position against the wall. Each person put 3 people on themselves, threw them over the wall, right? They were able to climb over the wall. Then they took another set of people, put them over the wall. So at times of 3. So now you got all 3 of those people that's left who put everybody up on their laps, right? Now the one got off the wall. He got on the 2 that was still sitting on the wall, pressed up against the wall, jumped up, got up. Next, you know, it's 2 more left. Now it's 2 more people left. That person got off the sitting position, put the other person, used his lap to get up over the wall. He's up. Now there's 1 person left. So the last person moved back, ran up, grabbed the other's arms, leaning over, trying to get him and pull him over. That's what a team does. That's what a team does. That strategy is what everybody needs. That strategy right there. You help somebody get over, you all can go over at the same time. But if you only helping yourself or you only focus on you solely, the team won't go anywhere.
Well said. Very well said. It's hard, but it's not impossible. But let's go back to our primary conceit of Brazil. I want you to tell me what the month before you came to Brazil for the first time was like. What drew you? Because me, I've lived in probably 15 countries. I train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which, to be fair, Brazil is the one place where my training has fallen off the most because I got so distracted with so many other things that I do.
We know you exercising. We see you at the cowbells.
Yeah, my kettlebells. Yeah, my kettlebell game has gotten a lot better since.
Kettlebells are on point.
Yeah, since it's been. It's you know, I'm trying to. I'm fortunate. I'm disciplined. I haven't gained any fat at all. But with a kettlebell, you know, you can do a lot of. It's a 40-pound kettlebell. You do a lot of exercise with it. But my muscles don't have the hardness, and I feel like a high school girl walking past the mirror, and I'm like, does my arm look soft? My arm looks soft.
What? You have got to be kidding me, bro.
I've had hold on, somebody's ringing my bell. I think I got a delivery. Hold on 1 second. You're in charge while I'm gone.
Okay. Yeah, is the month before I left to Brazil. The month before I left to Brazil, it was like this. I was going through problems in America as far as like just the whole aspect. People don't understand about certain groups in certain environments in America where you're told to be something. You're told to be something and only that. If you're told to be a worker, you're a worker. If you're told to be controlled by women, you're controlled by women. So before I left to Brazil, I was in this state where I had a good job, money coming in, had something saved, but there was something about into different stocks and stuff like that, learning about different investments, not necessarily stocks at that time, but learning about different investments and other things. So I was getting money. I said, man, something ain't right. I said, something isn't right. I said, I just feel empty. And I didn't have that feminine energy. And I said, man, something is empty. I'm making moves. I'm doing this. I'm meeting people, making connections. I'm doing all of that. That was part of my life. And then there was something that I was missing. So I said, man, something with relationships. Because we as men, we want that feminine energy. We want that feminine energy. I said, but that's not it either. Because now I'm getting that feminine energy. There's something else wrong, right? Because I was able to meet somebody. I was able to get focused on her before going to Brazil. I said, and she came after I discovered Brazil. But so during that discovery with her in Brazil simultaneously, I said something isn't right. I wasn't happy in America. I wasn't happy just working. I wasn't happy just sitting there being told what to do every day. Same old, same old. What are we going to do today, Bring? Pinky, we're going to take over the world. And nothing transpires. Nothing happens. So I said, man, I feel empty. I feel like I don't have any culture. I feel like I don't know culture. I feel like I don't know how to build with. I feel I don't have that familiar structure. I feel like my mind is empty. I feel like when I get into conversations, I can talk about it all, but I have no experiences. So when you get in certain conversations and you're not experienced with things, people look at you like, man, get out of here, little boy. Get out of here, little girl. That's what happens. They be like, you talking, never going anywhere. I said, man, I just feel empty. I need to learn about culture. I need to learn about history. And that's what it was. So then I said, okay, I could connect that with her now that I met Leia. And I put the two, I intertwined the two. And so now,
wait, brother, yeah. Did you just say Leia? Like her name is Leia, like Princess Leia?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So she one of the sweetest ladies that you can meet. So she said, well, what did you discover about Brazil? I said, well, Brazil, you guys have 26 states out there. I said, you guys have the Amazon jungle. I said, you guys believe in family still. You guys are more connected to the familiar structure of that family life more than us here. You guys you do things as a community, as a unit still. I said, you guys have African spiritual systems out there that I want to learn about, like candomblé. And you guys have you got festivities that happen. You have things that most people are concerned about and focused on, and they really put it toward there. Like someone's birthday out in Brazil, Feliz Aniversario. When you have a birthday out there, it really means something to have a birthday. And so it's just like it was so drink. She was like, wow, you learned all that? I learned all that in a matter of one day about Brazil. One day. That's when later on I would find out about Charles Tyler, RIP. And people like him who were right before I'm about to get on the plane. I found a lot of these guys.
Here's where I, and it breaks my heart because I don't wish a premature death, not an old man, death on anyone. When I came to Brazil, I get contacted pretty regularly by different publications that want me to write or ghostwrite for them about Brazil. Fair enough, I'll do it. And I always get asked about Charles Tyler. And the problem that I have with him, and some of his cohorts have talked to me about it, I disagree with most of the things that he did and the way that he did it. Because he did some things that were disingenuous. He convinced
I'm rocking with you.
I'm open to discussion. Let me make my
Yeah, I'm rocking with you.
Okay? He would pass this myth that if you got off an airplane with a American passport, it was suddenly the gateway to young, beautiful women. And the unfortunate reality is he was selling people a dream with prostitutes. He wasn't giving these people the authentic experience. Like, I'm a firm believer, but Brazilian women, Chinese women, American women, not that different. What I found is that women would much rather have, and I'll show you people this, women would much rather have part of an amazing man than all of an average one. And if you simply seek to be a man that exercises, is good financially, is respected by other men who are respected, you don't have those problems no matter where you go. But I've seen so many people come down to Brazil and end up in these situations where, unfortunately, they find out the hard way, like that. Feel free to check that video out. It's an awkward situation because he would convince these men that when they got here, it would be different. No, I mean, you can go anywhere in the world. And what I want to say is, by the way, I have no problem with women selling sex or men buying sex. I don't care. I have a problem with pimps. I don't care about prostitution. The problem is he wasn't being honest about what he was getting. Charles Tyler couldn't even speak Portuguese. He was this guy who built up a great following, and he played on the institutionalized pain that so many men feel about, why don't I have what I want? And instead of saying, hey, it's not going to be easier there, they would convince them, like, here's the thing, if there's a woman that you're financially taking care of in return for her time and youth and beauty, that's a fine relationship. But don't have these guys coming out here thinking, I can just be a guy who sits on the couch jerking off playing Xbox all day, being my authentic self, and go to Brazil and suddenly I'm wanted. Because here's what a lot of guys don't know. I'm glad that I started lifting. By the way, You're 6'7", right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5 feet 6 inches tall. I was the short, fat kid that got beat up and wet the bed when he was a kid. I got 18. I went to college. I got 2 degrees. I started lifting big, heavy weights routinely, and I got out there and started talking to women. And I'm so glad that prepared me for Brazil, because most people don't know when you come out to Brazil, your competition is some dude who's 60 years old that still got muscles, because they really do care about how they look. They don't know that their competition is this dude that's been talking to girls like her since he was 5. So you're not going to get off the plane and suddenly think you're shooting fish in a barrel, because you're not. And so that's something I had to really get off my chest. People, what did Jay Clyde say? He said, people going to Brazil with false hopes of dimes falling from trees to their feet. If it wasn't happening to you in America or your home country, get good with women, not Brazilian women, not American women. Be a man that women like talking to, smiling and opening their hearts and legs for. It doesn't work differently in Brazil.
I can agree with you. And if you look at my channel from the beginning, I wish I still had my old channel sometimes, but I'm kind of glad I moved on. But if you look at my channel, what's the first thing I tackled? First thing I tackled was language. First thing I tackled was language. So I said, Charles Tyler's not doing language. Nobody I hear or speaking about Brazil, they say learn a language in passing. You see what I'm saying? Learn a language in passing. That's number one. Number two, the first thing I said was, okay, once I learn the language and I know I'm going to frequent there, right? I'm going to frequent there. I said, this is what I need to do. I need to understand the history and the people, the culture, right? And that's what I talk. I talk about that all the time. I said, they're speaking about the culture in passing. I said, I'm going to tackle that. I said, the third thing I'm going to tackle is economics. You have to have money to go anywhere on earth. You must have money. How you think I went to Brazil 9 times last year, spent over 13 grand doing it? You see what I'm saying?
Well, let's be clear. Most of that is on airplane tickets, not life here.
Wait. Yeah. That's on. But now I said economics. I said most of these guys don't have money. That's why they frequent DR. That's why they frequent Colombia, because it's quick and it's cheap. I said, in the fourth thing, I don't want a quick thrill. Let me see if I can meet someone, a woman that I can really build a connection with, even if, because believe it or not, look at my name. Yes, Jonas, that's Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, most of us believe in more than one wife. You see what I'm saying? So others might not. So I said, well, for me to focus on women, they got to know who I am, what I'm about, right? What I'm about. I said, that's the fourth thing. I said, the fifth thing of all, I said, this is above all. Let me go out there and let me internalize it. Let me pull it in, and let me not use Brazilians to do that. Let me see what I can offer to them, and in return, they will give something back to me.
Say that again, please. Can you repeat that? Say that again.
Let me see what I have to offer to them, so they can give something voluntarily, not forced, so they can give something back to me, because it's in their nature to give you something back when you give it to them, and you do it from the kindness of your heart, and they don't see no motive behind it.
And let me tell you what I talk about when I say giving back. Do you know how much easier your life is? By the way, I'm not fluent, right? Because my career keeps me in English. Mm-hmm. I've always got one foot in Portuguese, one foot in English.
I can get you there in 11 months.
Here's the thing. I mean, my Portuguese is passable, but it's not anywhere near where I'd like it to be. For example, I have friends that discuss financial issues, and I'd like to be able to discuss it with them. I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. For the people who want to know, I'm sharing cost of living. It's called cost of living in Brazil. Here's what people don't understand is your ability to even walk up to someone, greet them, and say, desculpa, eu preciso muito praticar o meu português. Então, falamos mais devagar. If you understand that I can just say, I'm sorry, I'm still learning Portuguese. Can you just speak to me slowly? People are amazed that you're trying. People will stop what they're doing and say, oh, well, here, let me help you out. Let me show you what you're ordering. Make sure, now, don't give away the joke, all right, Yesh? Don't give away the joke. You ready?
Yeah.
Make sure you're ordering bread.
Oh Lord.
Now, for the people out there who are studying their Portuguese, you will know when you go to a restaurant, you have to make sure you're ordering bread, because if not, you could be in a situation that you did not plan on that day. So that's what I tell them.
You're right. You're right. So what did J. Claude say? Bread and something else are kind of similar.
So
yeah, J. Claude get the joke.
What did he say? Hold on.
Oh shit. Oh man. J. Claude is a funny guy, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be ordering bread.
J. Claude been out there since 2007. He's been going out there since 2007. So shout out to him. But
Gotcha.
but that's what I try to do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, Craig get it too. Oh, these cats, man. You some dirty, filthy dogs. Y'all some dirty dogs.
I feel bad for Brother Craig. Brother Craig came out. We have been talking back and forth. He was coming to Brazil. Came out here. He visited a couple times. He said, I'm making the big move to Sao Paulo. I made a list of all the cool restaurants I was going to take him to, the cool jazz places I was going to take him to, the park. We were going to hit the park every Saturday, exercise with our kettlebells. It's going to be awesome. And like a couple months after he got here, COVID hit. And all that stuff I had him packed up for. Like right now, we should be doing Festa Junina. We should be doing Festa Junina.
Yeah. We were supposed to be out there. All of us. It was like we was going to be out there 20 deep, and that's why I told you I was going to stop in Sao Paulo and see you. This is around the time. Yeah. But again, but I don't think Brazilian Portuguese is hard to learn. If the cats really want to learn it, I really think if they really had that passion to learn it. Eu não preciso ensinar mais homens que se interessem comigo porque competir em vez de continuar. Eu não posso falar sobre isso outros homens. Eu não gosto competir. Eu tenho muito família. Eu aprender sozinho. Eu não tenho competir com homens junto. Aprendendo junto.
Vocês precisam no livro. Desculpa. Eu preciso de você conhecer Pimsleur, Metódio.
Sim.
I like Pimsleur. Pimsleur Portuguese for me has opened up so many doors, so many gateways.
Sim, aberto muito portas. Let me stop. But yeah,
we're gonna lose people if.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead, finish what you're saying. My bad for interrupting. Go ahead.
Here's what I was gonna say. I did one called Hustling Portuguese Backwards. And I tell people all the time, the Pimsleur method. And for the record, anybody who's watching this right now, if you email me later and tell me you want to get in on my Pimsleur, I got Pimsleur Portuguese. I'm happy to share. I did in Brazil, Hustling Portuguese Backwards. The coronavirus caused the university where I was going to study Portuguese to close. And I went back and said, let me get on this Pimsleur. And Pimsleur doesn't focus on writing. Pimsleur doesn't focus on reading. It's day one speaking. And you will just, it's an extraordinarily effective method. Extraordinarily effective. What was your first experience with Portuguese? Did you go and learn from regular people, or did you have a method? A method.
I'm gonna be real with you. I put on headphones, them little they look like hearing aids. I went and got 4 of those. I ordered them from Amazon, and I just started listening to this guy called Professor Jason on YouTube. His name is Professor Jason Portuguese. If you put him in YouTube, you'll find him. Professor Jason Portuguese. His videos will all pop up. As soon as you put him in, they'll pop up. And all I did was put it in and listen to him for in music in him for 19 hours a day. Even when I was sleeping, I would wake up in the middle of the night, pull him out my ear, and then get some sleep. But I rarely sleep anyway. I stay up for 3 days at a time. But
you might want to see a doctor, because that indicates there might be some deeper problems.
Nah. When I'm ready to go to sleep, because I'm always working on something. So that's only for work. When I'm ready to go to sleep, I go to sleep fine. I sleep very well. Last night I got some wonderful sleep. So it's like when I put that in my ear and I'm focused on a goal, I don't get it done. Like, for instance, Beyonce had a thing, and I went back, I searched, I listened to this motivational video saying Beyonce realized she didn't eat for 3 days because she was so focused on getting her album done, the goal, that she forgot to eat. And I was like, let me see if this is true. And I went back, and lo and behold, she was telling a story how she really forgot to eat all of that. She's been working, drinking. She was drinking water and some other stuff. But so she had something going in, but she realized that she didn't have a good meal in 3 days because she was focused on her goal. That's the same thing I did with Portuguese. I said, I have a goal. And I listened to Professor Jason day and night. All of us. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, exactly. And he taught me. I would listen to him over and over and over and over and over. Same video I listened to thousands of times. Then I found a documentary. About Al Jazeera. And they was doing it on this lady who lives in the favelas. And I listened to that about 3,000 times. I listened to that video. And I was able, with him and her and that documentary about Al Jazeera, I was able to pick up Portuguese and really speak to people on my next coming trips with no problem. And I learned in 11 months. 11 months, I didn't leave room. See, I had no time for women. There was no time for women. There was no time for jerking around. There was no time for none of that. That's the difference between other people and me. See, while you on the phone with your friends afterward, I didn't do that. I told my friends, I have something to do. Leave me alone. I'm focused on Portuguese. And I was able to do that in 11 months. Just hard-nosed 11 months, I was able to pick it up.
Now, with Pimsleur Method, the way it's advertised and the way that it actually works, I've actually experienced it, because they have it broken down into 30-minute sessions. But it's not just listening. It's they go over something, you go over something. They go over it, and you have to speak it out. And they said in 3 months of 30 lessons, level 1, 2, and 3. There are 5 levels, but after level 3, you should be able to hold a conversation with somebody. And it really is true in 3 months. But here's what I would do. I'll take one lesson, like let's say it's day 1, lesson 1, 30-minute lesson. Cool. I'll do the same lesson again.
Wow.
I do it twice, so there's an hour. And then during quarantine, you can do it in the evening, do lesson 2. So now you've got what should take 30 days in 15. But it's like anything else. It's like jujitsu or painting or cooking. You have to focus on actually doing it. I don't have anything else on. I put my phone on silent, not vibrate. I put my phone on silent, and I put it on my computer, turn off the lights, or put on my red light or my headphones, and I'm just speaking. They'll talk about, and it ramps up fast, but it does it. It's a very well-researched method by Dr. Paul Pimsleur from like the 1940s. He codified it, the Pimsleur method. I would encourage you, and this is what I tell everybody, even if you speak the language, go back to lesson 0 and start again. Uh-oh. It looks like, look, whoop. No problem, Brother Nathan. Craig, that's outstanding to learn that way. Super. Yeah, it is. Yesh looks like he's reconnecting. Hey, J. Clyde. I use the regular version. I'm trying to think, what is the premium version? Because remember, I actually have the MP3s. It's not on my phone. I download them to my phone. Like, let's say I'm taking a half-hour Uber ride someplace. I will tell the taxi driver, ignore me, I'm just talking. Boom, and get my 30 minutes in. And I want everybody that wants to catch up with me, make sure you subscribe, please. And also, Jay Clyde, I don't know, have we spoken before? If not, email me your WhatsApp number. I'm at YusefWateef at gmail.com. So, Jay Clyde, let's talk. And by the way, tell me how far you've gone in Pimsleur Portuguese. And email me, Jay Clyde. If we haven't spoken, let me know. I'm trying to remember if we've had a chance to talk yet. If not, we still need to. We definitely need to connect. And I hope everybody watching, no matter where you're watching, makes it a point to click the subscribe. And I remember back when that was all you had to do. But now people want you to click subscribe. Then you got to click the bell, blah, 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 blah. So definitely do that, because I've got a lot of great stuff that I've done in the past and I'm doing in the future, and bringing a lot of great people to speak with me. And like I said, we talk about a lot of things. We don't just talk about social issues. We also talk about money. We talk about world travel. I suggest using the search function in my videos, because I've said some pretty interesting things, and I mean interesting in a weird way. But I found my tribe. I found a group of people who like to get down the way I do. So let's do this. He said I saw 2 prices on Pimsleur when I searched. One was like 15 a month, and the other was 20 a month. Email me, and what I can do is I probably can just give you access to my account, but you got to promise me you're going to use it. Now, and anybody who wants it, I'll do it. You just have to show me that you're using it. You back?
Yeah, there I go. I don't know what happened. And then it wouldn't let me connect, man. But we're back, man. It wouldn't let me connect.
Okay. So yeah, I was talking to Jay Clyde, and he was talking about the Pimsleur Premium version. I said what I have is I have access to all the MP3s, so that's what I use. And I was also saying, I just focus on it. You don't do that and something else. For me, I turn my phone on silent, not vibrate, and I actually just go for it. And you would be amazed how much progress you make. I'm not saying your method is wrong, but I would actually ask you, since at the beginning of the month, I would actually send you mine as well. If you try it, let me know. I'd love to hear. We could do a comprehensive overview and difference of. Because here's the thing: there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Get this. They also need to get this in the CDs.
Living language.
Yeah, this right here has helped people that I know who I'm talking about. They were horrible, and now they're able to speak sentences at this moment. So, living languages, Portuguese. It takes you through the steps with the CDs. You can order it on Amazon. That right there is a kill. And this right here, I put everybody up on it. This right here is a giant in the industry. This book right here is a giant in the industry, a giant. So if you got any languages and you want to learn a quick synopsis of language, this would help me learn it also, where you could days of the week, numbers from 2 to 300. I was able to use that book, and that right there helped me also. So when you connect all of those and bring it together, man, I'm telling you, those are giants in the industry. But go ahead. My bad, bro.
Oh, no problem. Me, myself said, do you get all languages or just one? I don't know. I decided I'm not one of those people that can study, Mandarin, Chinese, and Portuguese. I'm not that guy. I got Portuguese, and I just grill it. What on the stream again for Sister Shayla?
What did you say?
She asked if you can put it back up there.
Oh,
the book.
Yeah. This book right here is important. If you want to get the basis, this book is excellent. Don't let nobody lie to you. I had many people help. And this is the other book to really put the icing on the cake. You'll be speaking a language in no time with these two things. When you put this together with this one has the CDs, this one comes by itself. So get this book immediately. Some places trying to charge $58. I've seen people say some books trying to charge $500. Don't believe it. You got to find one that's about $30. This cost me about $30. And this right here is a whole package with CDs. You'll learn in no time. You'll learn in no time.
Right there?
There it goes. Yes.
Very well. So let's compare living language. Let's do this real quick.
Yeah.
Let's click in. I want to see. I'm going to put in here Pimsleur Portuguese.
Yeah.
Because remember, Pimsleur, Only for, and I think that's why they can get super specific and effective. They don't worry about any reading or writing. They're like, you can learn that on your own. They want you to be able to get off the plane and bang, just start talking to people.
Shout out to them. They have two different. Oh yeah, they got 288.
Well, you don't get the European one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it right there, Brazil. But I don't know about that one. But yeah, man, if they ask anything, you can ask me. I can answer. As far as you, they can ask you also, and then you can answer. But as far as me, that's what helped me. And those are giants. And when I give those books to people, they really have those down pack. They really have those down pack. So shout out to everybody who believes in language.
I've done more than one show, and everybody knows I like to beat the same drum. I firmly believe that economically and socially, being bilingual is an excellent way for Black people to succeed, because it opens doors for you that you don't know are there.
Yep, correct.
So,
but when I get to Brazil, I'm going to be a giant. Because I'm already fitting in with the people as far as the language. So I'm gonna be a titan when it comes to language, because I'm trying to be like you, fit in with the culture, and I can't wait to establish myself there. Now again, I want to go to other places. I'm going to Portugal. I'm going to Philippines. I'm going to Bali, and I'm going to Tanzania. So I got those places in mind.
I've got a Philippine connect for you. When we get off, I'm going to introduce you to them. I have friends that have purchased land there. I have some friends that are very fluent in a lot of the countries you just talked about that I'm going to add you to. And when I talk about Brazil, like I've been to Foz do Iguazu. Have you been to Salvador? Bahia, Salvador?
No. Oh, Bahia. Yeah. In Brazil, yeah.
Okay.
I've been to Salvador Bahia. I've been to Rio de Janeiro. I've been to Recife. I've been to Espírito Santo. I've been to Amazonas, Manaus. I've been to São Paulo plenty of times. I've been to Fortaleza.
Okay, and so have you been to Foz do Iguazu?
No.
Right on the border, you got to go out there. That's actually worth another trip. Well, let's do this, man. I don't want to. Oh, hold on. I got to do one thing. When you guys hear people speak Spanish, how much are you able to understand? Are there similarities? Don't get it twisted. A lot of people come out here thinking they can speak Spanish and it'll get them by, and you're gonna get hit in the face hard. It's not gonna work. To someone who doesn't speak either language, you think they sound the same, but when you get out here and try and speak Spanish to somebody, they're just gonna look at you and walk away politely.
Oh, you done answering? Because I don't want to cut you off.
No, go for it.
Let me tell you something. Different regions where you travel into Brazil, where all the states I've gone to, Salvador Bahia, no, he's correct. Yusef is, I'm talking about, he's on it. Rio, he's on it. Sao Paulo, he's on it. But one thing about Manaus, Amazonas, they speak a little Spanish way up there. They speak a little Spanish, and the people in Manaus can understand, because think about this. I don't know if you remember, Yusef, a couple months ago where Venezuela was going through that turmoil. Many of the people that were leaving Venezuela were making a trek to Manaus. You see what I'm saying? So now the people in Manaus have a lot of Venezuelan people there. So the Brazilians there, I don't know if that's been happening even before this, but a lot of people, Spanish speakers, live in Manaus. So a lot of Brazilians in Manaus know how to speak Spanish. They can understand it. And I found that to be the key. When I went there, as you see, I had it live. I was sitting there just drinking. This guy walks up and he starts trying to speak Portuguese. I said, man, something ain't right with your Portuguese. Now, he doesn't understand English. And this was live on my show. I had about 100 people in that live. And he said, man, you speak Spanish? I said, yeah, I know Spanish also. And I started speaking to him in Spanish. He was like, your Spanish is pretty good. I said, because I practiced Spanish first before I practiced Portuguese, but I love Portuguese better and I understand it more. And I look at the two, there's difference. Portuguese is more relaxed to me. Now, this is just for me. Yusef might have a different understanding of it, and many of you might. To me, Portuguese is more of like, for instance, if you say come back in Spanish, is vuelto, right? But in Portuguese, it's volta. Volta. You see what I'm saying?
I just picked something up. Your accent is a Rio accent, and my accent is a Sao Paulo accent.
Oh, okay.
That's it took me a minute to figure it out.
So that's what I picked up, and I was like, correr is run in Spanish, and coger is run in Portuguese. Coger. So I was like, ho. My mother's calling me. I told her I was live, but she continues to call me. But she just wants to know, go make sure you speak in Portuguese. She loves it. They put me on the phone with the people at their jobs, and I have full conversations with them. And my mother said, you really know a language you learned in your house. I said, I try to give classes to people online. They don't want to take them. So think about that. So I was like, okay. I said, what is this Portuguese thing? And when I picked it up, I started listening and looking. I was like, yo, it's like puerta. Puerta is door in Spanish. Yeah. Porta is door in Portuguese. So I was like, porta, again, Brazilian Portuguese, puerto in Spanish. So I was like, oh, it's arreglar. That means to fix, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh man. So I'm looking at the hard R's in Spanish and looking at the relaxed pronunciations on certain words or certain accent marks in Portuguese. I was like, Portuguese is the winner. So
here's what gets me. This is the last thing. We're gonna wrap up in a minute because we both got stuff to do. With Portuguese, you get to the diminutives like inho.
Yeah.
The izinhos and inhos. It took me so long because I was getting so mad. Like, why is this not working out for me? They can add it to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Like pãozinho, pequenininho. Yeah. Pãozinho. Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? What are you saying? It's hilarious when you figure it out. And it's like, oh, that's it. That's it.
It was crazy because go ahead, Yusuf. My bad, bro.
It's wild, but then you can figure it out. Let's do this. You know what? We got to do this more often. We're also going to do this on your channel. I'm so glad we got connected. You know. So do you want to have any? I'm going to give you any parting shots, any last words for the team when we log out.
Eu adoro pessoas assistindo este vídeo. E neste vídeo é explicar português por este idioma não difícil por aprender. Eu precisa em sua vida precisa isso. Para mim, eu aprendendo ainda. Eu não para. Eu continuando aprendendo português. Obrigado por Yusef por ajudando meu YouTube canal. Obrigado. Eu vou estar em breve. But shout out to everybody listening. Thank you, Yusef. Again, Portuguese is not difficult. All languages, go out there and learn. Go out there and experience the world, the earth. Again, my expertise is not Yusuf's expertise, right? Yusuf's expertise may be part of my expertise. Who knows? But all I'm saying is I have my strong points and I stick to those and I love those and I admire those and I hug those and I embrace them. Embraço. You should embrace them also. You should love them also. You should get them also. And shout out to Yusuf for inviting me here. I want to thank that brother because that brother don't have to do this. Many others who invited me on their shows don't have to do this. But I want to thank you. I hope to have him on my show so we can set up, because I want to pick his brain about everything he knows. And we can go from there. Thank you to his audience for watching. And I appreciate for everybody for giving me the support. And if my channel seems more hard-nosed and up in your face, don't fault me for that. Don't fault me for that. Send me an email privately. Say I would like for you to talk about this more. Go to my website, YesJonas.com is on the screen. say I would like for you. I will actually be there for you. Thank you, Yusef, man. Thank you for your audience for listening and watching. And man, may you have a good one and continue on, bro.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to click end broadcast, but me and you, we're going to stay behind the scenes. To everybody, ciao, ciao. Let's see when this. Oh, got to click end broadcast again to cancel.